Well, this setting showed up today. I have another one of these coming in gold color, but I wanted to look at our options here. Tell me what you think. Got green and blue. Oops. Got, these things are slippery. Red and blue. We have green on gray. This one would take a little bit of cutting to get it to set in there. I'm almost leaning that direction. But that one right there needs to be cut a little bit more to fit into there. And then the most simple choice, one that's already cut perfectly too. In fact, I think I might have ordered this setting for this stone right here. So before we start the video, give me your feedback on. Now the black ones we're not going to do. Those are going to go back to Tommy. He's going to sell them from his site. I think he wants them set into something a little bit more elaborate than one of these silver semi-mounts. Even though they look stunning in here. That one's perfectly cut for that mount. Oops. What do you think? Is that the right thing to do with this? I have several other stones that might fit in there. We have another piece of boulder opal, or not opal, matrix opal. How about that little cushion cut from last night? That one unfortunately only has color down the center, so that won't be a candidate. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking on. We'll see what ends up going into that setting. It's one of my favorite pendant settings. Beautiful. Alright, here's what I want to do in this video. We have this stone right here that I cut a little while back. It's just kind of a dirty stone. It has decent color, but there's just enough of dirty inclusions in the face of it. And I stopped cutting it because I didn't know if I was going to get them out. And I'm to the point on these stones where I just need to either get them to where I would set them or throw them in the garbage or whatever I'm going to do. But I think if we do some work on this one, we can end up with a smaller stone that's clean. And then from this Opal Lovely parcel, we have this interesting piece that's kind of a cluster of color nodules. And I think what we're going to do is cut that one out right there. Try to get a stone on that one. Cut that one out and get a high dome stone right there on that one. And then that should leave us this piece right here. Possibly another stone right there. That's what the goal is, to try and get 3 stones out of this one about 10, almost 11 carat little cluster of color. Let's see what we can get from that. Alright, we're not looking great right now. So this bigger piece broke in half when it was cutting. Got this piece here and this piece here. The reason why it's not looking great is that we have sand all through every single one of these pieces. Just sand and color, sand and color. But we're still going to see if we can't get a couple of usable stones out of this one. Let me go dop them up and we'll start. Let's start here because why not? What do we have here? We have kind of a dirty. Maybe we just go in so we get some of the dirt off and then we know where we got to stop. Sandy bad spots. mess here, a little bit right there. I'm getting to where, I mean, I would rather have a stone half the size if I am happy enough with it to set it. A big imperfect stone isn't doing me any good. And I don't know, this one may be junk all the way through. We'll go back to making sure our shape is good and then see where we're at. So now we have about probably a 15 mil stone. Probably about what that pendant setting would need. We got back into the color bar where we can start trying to take some of that stuff out. I think we're going to do that primarily on the next wheel. Let's just see if that stuff will come out, or if it gets worse, we may need to cut it completely out of the stone. That little bit right there. If we could get that out, I'd be happier. Okay, then that one just popped up. I don't like it. I do not like them, Sam. I am. Interesting. There's a bright green color bar down in there. When enough time has gone by since I paid for the rough on these, it doesn't hurt quite as much to cut them down smaller. I mean, I don't remember now what I paid for this. I know at the time I cut it, it was obvious we didn't have a perfect stone, but I wasn't emotionally prepared to chop it down into something much smaller. Obviously, or I would have then. Starting to get into something I like better though. Okay, I think we are going to, if that stays clean, stay about right there. Now let's see what we can do with these. Pretty much we're left with just some chips off of that thing, but this one might end up being a carving of sorts. That one might have a stone right in there. Dopped it up different. I think we better stop right there just in case. Now this little guy, just kind of filling it out and seeing what we get. Get a stone out of that one too. I think we're looking at an oval. sand out. A lot of sand, a lot of sand. This is the one I was hoping to get something nice and high domed out of. Let's cut it back to where the center of our stone is the high point of the dome. High domed round, I think, is what we're looking at here. See? Got that stupid inclusion right in the very tip of our dome. But I think it should come out. I think it should come out. It's almost out. Not quite out. See that little dot right in the dadgum middle, right in our peak of our high dome? I think it just came out right there. Okay. We'll finish off that round on the next wheel. Got a chance of liking that one. Okay. And our last little piece here. I don't know what we're going to do. It's pretty small. Seems to be pretty clean in the color bar. Let's see, we're leaning toward, what are we leaning toward? My newfound love for teardrops. Little tiny teardrop. It's going to be a little one. Alright, we're ready for the next wheel. Little green teardrop. Okay. Now dry, we get a little better idea where we're looking at. The shape's not too far off there. We can get it a little cleaner, I think. Right about there, I think. We're not going to go for much of a dome here because we keep cutting into inclusions and garbage and crap. So I think right about there. We've got, it's not no dome. It's got a dome, just low dome. Maybe even low to medium. We're already cleaner in the color. further we're going to go there. Liking that stone better already. Having a hard time focusing on it. I'm just anxious to see this one, so we're jumping ahead of the other ones real quick. I think they might have turned this into something I like. Don't worry, we'll get to the other ones. I think we've got a couple good ones there too. I think we're looking at about a 4-carat usable stone here. Make an improvement. Alright, we're going to try that view right there for a minute to see how you like it. Let's go with our tiny teardrop here. It's a little bit lopsided on the left side. There we go. Like that better. There's enough taper on that side that it's making the shape look off, even though it's not really, but see if we can't bring that in a little bit and fix it. Little teensy pear shape. There we go. Now what do we got here? I think this one, like I said, I think we want to redop it before we do something with it. Cut it on this side, but let's look at it a little bit more. See if it's going to clean up enough to make it worth our time. So, actually pretty nice right there if we recut it like on that angle right there. This is how hard it is to get it off of the holds just fine, but once you get the timing down on how long to hit with UV light, all that is just tacky. Pretty slick. Okay, so we want to recut this to where this is the face. Hurry up and hog it off on this other wheel. really going to have to come out because it goes all the way through. Unfortunately, because that's some of the brightest color. Okay, we'll have to redop that one. Our round. So I did the video is round the hardest cut to make. Very few of you agreed with me. There was the comment that a heart is harder. I think maybe you have a point there, except for that a heart is subjective and can be asymmetrical and still be clearly a heart. So I think that there's some leeway in what a heart shape should look like. There's no leeway in a circle. It's either round or it's not round. So that's why I think that a heart may be, I don't know, the heart may be a little bit more forgiving to me. That circle, you can see every imperfection in it. See the little bump right there and the little bump down here. Every little imperfection in the circle shows. So this one's got a nice high dome on it. Okay, I think we're just about there now on our shirt circle, on our, that was ready for polish. Our little oval here, I'm not sure we're going to get anything out of this one much, but let's see what we can salvage. It got so narrow on the width that still got some sand in it. It has to come down. It has to come down on the top to get my dome centered. It was off on the right hand side. Okay. Pretty little stone, just not very big. Alright. Let me show you where this one's at. Look at the video before of this stone and the video of it now. We have vastly and greatly improved it. We went down a little bit deeper into the color bar because we could, because we shrunk down the side, and on the thin side we got it into it a little bit thicker, which allowed us to pull more of the flagstone out instead of just having a pin fire. It's brighter and has bigger color. The bottom cleaner. That's now a stone that I would set and use. Well, there's what we ended up with. So first of all, if you wonder why I didn't dot this one up and finish it, it's because if you look closely, it's just sand all the way through it. There's sand all the way through here. There's still that sand line there. It wasn't going to end up with anything that would made it worth. Yes, it's got beautiful color, but it's never going to be a perfect stone, so there's no point in making it smaller, trying to make it perfect. There's just sand everywhere. Right now, it's about as good as it's going to get. Our little oval also has a little bit of sand in it still. Right there. It's not overly noticeable, but it's not a perfect stone either. Our little round. Probably the best one of all of those little bits we got out of the cluster. All of these ended up smaller than I thought, but it was a lot more sand than I thought we were dealing with. That'll be a stone that can get set for sure. And then our little teardrop. Cute little guy. That one's a little camera shy. It's having a hard time showing off, but it's not a bad little stone. Again, it's one I think that could be set. And then this one, like I said, we ended up with much better stone than we started out with when it was bigger. Let me go weigh it real quick and I'll tell you what it weighs. Okay, well, I weighed these three that I thought were good enough to set. 0.70. Little pointer. 0.70 for the teardrop. 1.4 on the round. It actually even pulls a little bit of red into it now. I didn't think there was any red in that stone. 1.4, very usable, beautiful ring stone. Perfect ring stone right there, I think. There's that one. And 5.5. We ended up getting more than I thought out of this one. Oranges and blues. Again, now it's a usable stone. And we could put it, we started out here with this setting. Did we inadvertently cut? We certainly could. We certainly could make that work right there. If we cut that back just a little bit more, how would that look? I really like this setting. I might order some more of these. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope you'll subscribe. Hit that like button. Make a comment. Tell me what I did wrong.